A few weeks ago, I interviewed a German economist who is currently at COP28. He pointed out that it is hypocritical for Europe to talk about condemning Hamas while signing fresh energy contracts with Qatar. In your piece, you hint Qatar wants to replace Russia's role as the largest energy supplier of natural gas to Europe. But Europe is, are they just shuffling a little dangerous deck of cards, Rebecca, by changing between Russia and Qatar?
Oh, I think Qatar is far worse than Russia, if that's possible. They're all part of, remember, Alexandra, we were talking about the crinks, you know, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and of course Qatar, as you rightly said, is a sort of Sunni ally of Iran. But Qatar is extremely dangerous, and frankly, I feel that there is something deeply immoral about fighting out a battle in Gaza when we know the leadership of Hamas is in 5-star, if not 6 or 7-star luxury in Doha, the capital of Qatar, and also the home of Al Jazeera, and also the world's largest exporter of natural gas. So all of this really, you know, when we're talking about, you know, and everybody I think is horrified to see the way the fighters on the ground in Gaza are exposing the civilians in Gaza to fire because they shoot their missiles from civilian areas, and so inevitably when they draw Israeli fire, that will hit or is likely to hit civilians as well. You know, it's just obscene what's going on, and Qatar is the funder of all this. These are war crimes. Qatar is funding war crimes. Enough is enough. It's time it was charged. It's time it was turned into a pariah.
Well, Qatar is not only a major exporter of fossil fuels, which Europe pretends to hate and then goes to an awful lot of trouble to purchase, I might add, just quietly. Qatar is a major exporter of something more dangerous, and that would be Islamic terror. Rebecca, tell us about the export industry of Qatar that Europe would rather not have you know about.
Well, of course we know about Hamas, but Hamas is not the only terror group that Qatar is happy to facilitate via its offices in Doha. It has played the conduit for Al-Qaeda and even for Islamic State. Even that chapter of it that was decapitating US journalists. So it's really intolerable, in my view, and it's certainly not just me. In fact, I've decided to write about this because the founder of MEMRI, which is one of the top resources for anybody who wants to write about the Middle East, is an institute called the Middle East Research Institute, and looks at all the media and translate things that are in Persian and Arabic into English or subtitles them so that you can know what these people are actually saying on the television stations in their own country. And the founder of MEMRI is a person called Yigal Karmon, and he says in no uncertain terms, we have to put the pressure on Qatar. If you put enough pressure on Qatar, Qatar actually needs the United States. And if you put enough pressure on it, it will force Hamas to stop. I think there's a lot of sense to that argument.